3 years ago, I retired completely from my practice of medicine. Because I had volunteered in Northern Virginia for a crisis pregnancy center, I felt compelled to come and see what everything was about at LifeSpring. I was surprised to find out there was no men's ministry. So seeing no fatherhood ministry, I decided at that time that I would be interested in that, and the leadership here gave me carte blanche creative opportunity to develop it the way I want it. The truth is that 90% of the men that we see here had a very poor fatherhood mentor. Many either by divorce or even death or incarceration or just abandonment had no father in their life. And men typically try to wing it. So what they do is typically if their father was not a good father, they'll do 180 degrees opposite. If they like what their father did, they try to mimic that. Sometimes they do it completely unbeknownst to themselves. So we try to offer them different programming. We don't want to see the repetition of their fatherhood experience in the next generation and maybe generations down the line. We want to change that trend line. We want to give them the confidence. We want them to be present. And as we well know, being a good father often is just being present. Recently, we had our first new father dinner, which was very exciting. We invited Christian fathers from the local community, and we invited what I call LifeSpring fathers. They mingled, and then we had questions, asking questions such as, what was the most surprising thing that happened at delivery? Or what difficulties have you witnessed as a new father, and how has that affected your relationship with the mother of the baby? I was originally very nervous about whether they would be willing to talk, but the talking was overwhelming, and that just tickled my heart. Not only that, as we closed the evening, I suggested and asked that they would exchange contact information. They started a thread and began communicating after the dinner amongst themselves, sharing pictures and encouragement to one another, because we need companionship. We need other men to stand alongside. We need accountability to other men. That is a recent initiative that we started, and we're going to build on that. In fact, I spoke with one of the new fathers last evening, and he would like us to develop it into a picnic where everybody brings some food and plays some sports. So you can see when God is in control, great things happen. The difficulty is that these are gut-wrenching stories. The blessing I have is that I have sort of a partner here in that Wes Lawford came along, and we have very similar personalities, and we both really care for these men. I'm able to come half the day, he does half the day. We are different people, we relate to people differently. He has a military background, I have a medical background, so we do bring different tools to the table, but we have so much in common, and both of us love the clientele and really have no other desire than see successful families being built. If anybody has an interest in the Strong Dads Ministry, we can find a place for you in this program. We are always looking to extend our reach by adding more days. We have consultation areas that are dedicated for men. We would like to grow that ministry so that we're also meeting every day of the week that the clinic is open.